baby. Yes, Papa. Come on. Gotta dry that stuff, okay? First, you gotta see this guy, bro. What's in it? No, they got it. Oh, that's right. That's FedEx. It's not UPS, dude. Not UPS, dude. He threw us some crumbs, man, because you like bumming me, bro. Come on, man. What you doing?
You bumming me, cuz. You bumming me, Effie.
Tell me your mom. Outside and test the drone with me, Papa? Make sure we got the right program. Huh? She's dead. She took it with me. I think this is good to go. Huh? crazy, man. What are you looking crazy? Come here. I didn't mean to wake you up. Oh, Alexander, I didn't mean to wake you up, Papa. I scared shit out you there. Apologies. You know I only mean I ain't trying to be mean. I'm sorry. You gotta do something about that kitty litter paw of yours, man. You just look like little roach eggs every damn where. Bugging me out, cuz. Get it, buddy. Get it. I brought the tea. I didn't bring it down, did I? Did I bring it down, Papa? Did I bring it down? Come here. Here, get this out the way. Un agua. I know water everywhere. Well, I got all the plants. Yes, I do. Yes. Yes, my boy. Yes, my boy. Here, let me see. Empty. It's upstairs. Actually, I brought back 2 bags, so. Yeah. You want some right now? You got the nerve to sit the fuck up like that. You don't want to. Oh, my apologies. That's right. I told you I was going to give you. I'm sorry. Here. There goes 15. Yes, I got to count them out because your ass getting fat. And that's because you tried to get my tuna sandwich. You looking like, man, it's by you, bro. I don't do that. There you go. Don't worry about the books. These treats. This nigga. I don't want to get none of this on this way. They don't know how to come out. Oui, mon soeur. And I don't use Cascade or Palm Off, so it might be some specs on this shit. I feel like being a drunk Karen. A Ken. One of them, I don't care. Karens are the worst. Did you eat it all? You didn't? You want some wine? You want some wine? No, you cannot have no. I don't care how organic it is. That's like the chocolate. You want a chocolate. We won't got the squiddle. Get the squiddle on. Because you know, get the squiddles on. Go on. I know you got a pool now. You ate half. So don't you even put your paw over there, man. If I keep looking at that glass of wine like it's all that chicken and turkey necking. Ain't no collard greens around here. Get them. You left, out of 15, you left 5. Oh, you're getting used to 10, huh? Right. Was it good? You licking them chops like it was a pork chop. Pork chop sandwich? That was my favorite when I was a kid, was pork chop sandwiches. You know, country boy in the farm. Pork chop sandwich? Well, here's at you and to you motherfuckers. How would he do? No, say you eat the pork. I don't eat pork now, but if I was eating meat, I'd be fucking. And I tell you what, West Side and Rondo and Trauma was in. They'll let you know. Nah, I will. Shit, pork is safer than beef, sadly. But pigs make the best little friends. Who the fuck wants to eat a pig? After I met a couple of guinea pigs. I was like, wow, we was eating this shit. Them motherfuckers are smarter, not smarter than dogs. I should do a fucking commercial. Fuck Dos Equis. And y'all know y'all about to get y'all's daily bread. Just say our daily bread. And don't start saying ace, I mean, I done saw amen about 50 different ways. Y'all starting to get retarded with it. I saw amen, like what in the, how many amen Ra's was there? I just came in the door and said everything. I said that when I was truck, so this is the first syllables. Don't make me get the Skittles on. Get out of here. There go your little bug, whatever that thing is flying around. It might be a robot. Oh yeah, I'm like them old niggas back in the day. I want to get up and go, get it. Look, that's that Nordic in me. That Dutch. See, we do it different. We do it like we had a motherfucking ballroom. Excuse me, ma. Might I have this dance? That's why the nigga was at the ballroom up in the top when he shot him, when that motherfucking fake Zionist shot him in the head. He was up there with them spectacles. Wilkes Booth came up there and said, nigga, we got you now. We about to rewrite history. Bow! And then, you know, his wife was like, ah! Let me stop playing. Let me stop. Excuse me, y'all. You know how it is. Does that sound beautiful or what? Let me turn the heat off. I got it on 72 and it feels like a motherfucking furnace up in here. Off you good. Yes, good. Come on, Mr. U. What was it? Is it FedEx or UPS? Okay, maybe it's coming on. It wasn't there, y'all. It said in the message to be there. I guess early May, maybe it'll be here tomorrow. I don't know. I thought it would be there today. It wasn't there. That sucks. I'm you know what? You know how you got crack fiends, meth heads, and all that other stuff. K2, like mine, the holes in their leg. I got a hole in my head. I got to keep feeding. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fiend for books, y'all. I know you. Look, if you was here and you'd be like, nigga, you walking around, you gonna bump into everything reading. I done stumped my toes on my weights many days. My toes gonna end up looking like this when they got me in the morgue. If I don't live forever, they're gonna be like, no, but they fine right now. I'm just saying, the way I be stomping them on them 30s and 15s and 10s and 20s, yeah. Anyway, Terra Infinita, extraterrestrial worlds and their civilizations. Let me get some shout outs before I get into it while y'all in here. Rondo was cracking, APJR, Shatahaya, report. DJ ZPA was cracking on. I figured a little laugh would get y'all. So, Michael Hampton shared it with me, and I went over the guy's page. This guy's Chinese. I know he's a pale skin. You can hear it in his voice. He sounds like he's from Boston or something. You know that sound? These young cats be cracking me up who just have a hard time accepting the truth and reality. You have well over 100,000 Native Americans, millions of Spaniards who know who we are. Converse it and say it. What is wrong with the other people? You know what it is? It's nothing wrong with them. It's the fact that y'all keep going and responding. So what if a motherfucker want to put your videos up and take your picture and put it all over the place? Somebody might sit there for you lonely motherfuckers. Somebody might sit there going, oh shit, he kind of cute. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? I don't care about what they say about Phoenix. I don't want to hear that. Oh, but she melanated. Melanated my ass. Your enemies are melanated too. Shut the fuck up. And her goofy ass, crackhead, so-called fake ass sister. Anyway, I'm not tempted to be mean. I have a disdain. It's not about hate for people of color. I hate that word too. For our kinfolk who go against the grain. And right now, to walk in the grain of negativity and falsehoods and lies, nobody's gonna hold your hand. And if I know some of y'all still watching that idiot up there on Clubhouse, all up in that room with a bunch of idiots, arguing and blah 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 blah, and getting nowhere. I don't see nobody with no land or nothing. Chapter 20. William Morris, the man who tried to change the course of humanity. Now, y'all do recall yesterday we had finished off with the navigator's daughter born in the Ancestral Republic. We're getting pretty much to the end here. We've got about, I think it's like 30. Is it 30? Yeah. So we've got about 9 more chapters to go, okay? Here we go. My father with 30, if you have not heard up to this point, or you cannot recall, please go back and watch it again. I appreciate it. And share it. And Westside, all you guys sharing it, I appreciate y'all so much. Now, I'm on Facebook. No, I'm on Instagram. I go to Facebook, and I'm like, only like 3 people have shared my stuff. And I'm like, Instagram, I'm like, what's going on there? It ain't hard to share it. Anyway, you don't have to make comments. You don't say, oh, he's dreamy. You don't have to do none of that. Just share it. Anyway, again, chapter 20. This is Terra Infinita, its extraterrestrial worlds and their civilizations. The story told by the woman who was born in the lands behind the ice walls. Nos confundum, no confusion. Name Claudio Nocelli. The man who tried to change the course of humanity. My father, with 34 years and a great experience in the Continental Navy, met a person called Butler who was infiltrated in these lands and who had also been born in mine. For reasons that we cannot say, but with a team formed by several members experienced in war and above all their experience in maritime navigation, and despite the thousands of complications and threats they received, they were able to enter the polar zone and cross those walls, and then find our lands. It was easier for my father, as he was obviously led by an experienced captain who knew the way very well. It was not all random, as it seemed at first. In the story of the first book, The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Walls, the reality is that Butler was an expert person in the subject of navigation, as he led the Naval Council in my homelands. He has visited these lands many times more than the world imagines. He is one of those who has done more and contributed the most to allow us to infiltrate here and put into action the plan that he had devised together with my father. As I said before, they have fought together with many of us who continue fighting for these lands, which we keep in our hearts and which are as much our lands as theirs. Although I do not feel at ease here for obvious reasons about the damned race that is in power and that manipulates and prevents its development freely. These lands should belong to the human being. I mean, the real human being, not that false dome that only nods its head to what is imposed from above. It must be ours because that is how it was dictated from the celestial lands to Hyperborea. The human being should not seek to escape from here, but to subdue its colonizers. You're goddamn right. And expel it. I understand that what I am expressing is certainly very complex to carry out today. That is why an alternative plan was sought, which is to get humanity out of here before the next reset. Because a lot of people are just too crossed and punkish and cowardly, afraid of death. Don't all sit up there and be internet smug and tough. A lot of y'all are. Chapter 21, The Near Lands. This is pretty awesome. You know nothing happened to them. That's the way this used to look. I shared that map. If anybody remembers seeing it on Facebook, for those who are on Facebook with me, remember those maps I showed you from the 1500s that show all those ice walls green? All of a sudden, the UN came up after the OSS and all that other stuff, the League of Nations and all that. That's why you had the movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Anywho, and all the lands were green. And it was well known there was subjugation of not a wall, but lands around us, pyramids and everything. Our lands have a name. This is chapter 20 on the near lands. Our lands have a name different from everything that has been named in the stories, and surely much of the continents abroad as well, although many keep the spirit of the great stories and battles that may never happen. I will not annihilate his dream or confuse it. Shut up. Confuse it with names. I'm just playing. Besides, I prefer that my lands remain for the moment with the name that some know it, Ancestral Republic. It is fine as it represents what we are, the surviving human ancestors prior to the last reset. We are your ancestors. Although the lands were different before the walls of ice, our parents and grandparents were born, fought, and some died here. You cannot imagine how many stories are told in my lands about the great heroes that were forged here. Just as heroes were born in my lands who have done great deeds in these regions, how is it that you speak English? What is the language used in your lands? In my lands, a different language is spoken, native, especially in the main city, but we speak several languages of your lands. Our parents escaped from these lands to start again in the outer lands. They escaped from all corners of this world that you know. Then in the other lands, different communities were created. But at the beginning, when this happened, each community was divided precisely by their culture. They began to create their own language and their own culture to generate links, and that there are no divisions between ancestral humans. Then as time went by, many already used our native language and even forgot the language of their fathers or grandfathers. This happens more, as I said, frequently in the big cities, but we try not to lose the connection with the past. Why did your parents escape? Or rather, from what or from whom were they escaping? They escaped from the worst war that ever happened here, and they did it because there was no other alternative escape or die, for all was lost. Remember, I keep telling y'all that war was not no short-term war. That war was long, and the First World War, because that war he fought in, it was an Indian war, regardless of what people think or believe, and it went on for about 500 years. Forgive me for getting emotional when I talk about this subject. My grandfather died in that battle, as so many millions of others did too. My mother escaped being very small in my grandmother's arms. The giants saved many people, for that we are eternally grateful. That's why they hide them. Chapter 22, the giants of the Great Tartary who wanted to liberate humanity. Let me close this blind because everybody keeps waving at me. And it's not their business to be looking in here because I don't look in theirs. Even though I know they love me and everything, it's just not what needs to be happening right now. Thank you. Love you. Yeah. Okay. So let me take this hoodie off too. Okay. Chapter 20. Oh, the old whistle got a little dry there. It don't look like ashy knees or nothing like that, do it? Made me stick my tongue out and touch my nose. Anyway, the giants of the Great Tartary who wanted to liberate humanity. The giant race joined the human race in the previous reset. They came from outside to free us from the vile custodial oppression, and they believed it was the right time to unite and wait until some. Remember in Atlantis, where we talk about the Black Mountain, where the main creator, and this mountain goes way beyond the scope of what you can believe, and nobody can see it, for there's a brittle storm that is going on. And the giants and the people like the Twa, like our ancestors are there. Our mountains, which we respected and buried them in. Oh, a different sort of giants, not the titans of old that we destroyed. Okay. Human race in the previous reset. The giant race joined the human race in the previous reset. They came from outside to free us from the vile custodial oppression. They believed it was the right time to unite and wait until some of the custodial masters returned. The Great Tartary, the one that was erased from its maps in history, was the perfect union of giants and humans. That is why the past of the giants or the giant humans was hidden forever, or simply their history was manipulated with tales full of lies mixed with mythology, and in many ways they were sentenced as enemy of the gods. The truth is simple, and you will see it with your own eyes in the future. The only enemies of the gods and of breaking the free development of the races, of uprooting and destroying the spiritual development, not only here in the known lands, but in many of the other lands, are without doubt the colonizers themselves, the enemy race that destroyed the dreams of the past and will destroy those of your future if you let them. The giants only show their greatness and they do it with people in ignorance, and Karens and Kens and so-called white supremacists and all that other goofy shit. Oh, those are your enemies. I don't care what crayon color you fictionally believe. By staying hidden, so as the giants only show their greatness by staying hidden, so as not to generate more harm to the current human being. Since in the past everything has gone wrong, and for that you are paying a very high price. These lands that are the only ones you know for now have their oceans stained with ancestral blood, our blood that tried to change everything. That we're very close to achieve freedom forever. Next one will be chapter 23, which is the humans, giants, and custodians, the great war of the last reset. And I'm going to save that for tomorrow. I know you're like, you're going to just, I know I gave you all a sample bag. Shut up. All right, Heaven Bearers, the great reset of 1834 in the mud flood, Janine Helen. Now you got to remember, she has returned in the 20th century. Okay? The great empire of Tartaria spans the entire earth. There are no wars, there is no poverty, there is no pain, and zero suffering. Everyone is equal, and there is one language, one people, and no religion. It is 1834. The sky suddenly turns, and I told y'all there was no Christianity here. I told you there was a story about one betrayed by the other. Pale Wolf betrays the Dark Wolf. They created Cain and Abel, right? I'm here to tell you one life form betrays another life form. When I'm able to get to 3,500, maybe even more, then I will start telling you the story. That's why when I was in Cherokee Nation, they were telling it, I was like, bullshit. And they were looking at me like, and then when I started saying names, everybody was like, I said, but I'm not going to tell the story. Y'all are full of it. And I left. One of their fake tribes. Okay. That's why I dare some of these fake ass natives to come try their little goofiness so I can snatch their souls from out of them and make them go and hide themselves. They can bring their little goofy chiefs with them. Anywho, let me see. I don't want to mark these books, but I might have to because I read so much. It's like I gotta go back in and look on where. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay, remember she was telling her you thought she was being scolded, right? Telling her, pack your things and head west. Okay, here we go. Bonnie washes her face, catches her breath. Oh, at the very end, she says, at the very end, I'm gonna go ahead and lead y'all back in. Don't look back and be careful. Cover your hair and act like you are traveling for business. She walks out like nothing happened and nothing was said. Now, if you want to know before that, you don't remember, go back and watch the video. It was just done yesterday. Bonnie washes her face. Excuse me. This is again Janine Helen, South Africa. That's a picture of her in South Africa. Does that mean she's from there? Oh, look her up. Look up her bio. Bonnie washes her face, catches her breath, and as she is about to walk back to the table, she decides just go back to the hotel and go to bed. Malcolm didn't take her with her for company. He doesn't even want her here, and he really won't care that she left. She asked the friendly lady at the reception to please give him the message that she left, and she strolls the 10 minutes back to the hotel, trying to think about all the positive things in her life. The entire street is lit up with lanterns, and it is more beautiful than what she has experienced back home in Montreal. This is New York. She thinks about what, remember the bricks in New York and New Jersey were all clay? Brick City is the reason why. It was like one of the last. She thinks about what, and we grew up, those of us employed and a few others grew up looking at those roads and those brownstones all over. She thinks about what Ara just said, and she knows she is right. It wasn't that long ago when she was thinking about leaving and not knowing where to go. At least she has an idea now. Edmonton, except she can be completely sure that Aurora isn't sending her into danger. Why Edmonton? Malcolm cares for her, even if it is only a little. She knows he does. She can sense and feel it. He can't fake that, and it would devastate him if she just left him. She is confused and sad and angry. What do I do? It's like I tell you women, if you're in an abusive relationship, stop asking dumb ass questions. Fuck everything. I don't care if you got children. Leave. She wanders and her head is spinning. She walks up the stairs, and as she reaches her room, she notices the door is open slightly. She pushes it open all the way, and there is a man inside, patiently sitting on the leather chair with a glass of whiskey in his hand. A glass of whiskey. I can't stand whiskey no more. Bonnie! He gets up to embrace her. She stands at the door confused and puts her hand up, and instinctively, almost to stop him from coming closer to her. I am sorry, mister, but I don't think we have met. You have me confused with someone else, and you don't belong here. She looks at him carefully, and her body cringes. Please leave, she says, as firmly as she can, but he scares her. He smells like old, dusty cloths, and he doesn't wear the smile on his face well. It is creepy and very out of place. Something tells her to look at his shoes, and she noticed the same shiny black leather shoes that she saw that day at the mansion, and her heart sinks. She swallows hard and knows she needs to run and get away from him as fast as she can. The one that knocked her ass out? Her body is frozen in time, yet it is moving. Y'all know that feeling. You know what I'm talking about? In a dream, you're running but going nowhere. And she is running out of the room and down the stairs. She almost loses her balance and tumbles down. Why are people always running? Gotta fall. Anyway, down the entire staircase. But the man, well, I mean, if it's Michael Myers, you're not getting nowhere because that motherfucker walks like a 3-speed slower than you, and he's always beating you around the corner. Anyway, but the man with the orange-red hair catches her and helps her back onto her feet. His face is kind of soft and human. Careful now, miss. He doesn't notice the panic in her eyes, and she quickly pulls away from him and hurries out of the hotel and out into the street. She wants to scream, but who will want to help a Tartarian girl? She spins around thinking about where to go. Excuse me. While keeping an eye on the main entrance for that man that is coming for her. She doesn't know what to do and starts to jog down the road towards the restaurant to look for Malcolm. He's still in there, seated at the same table, but not with Arun or Aurora, but with someone else. It is a man, and he is tall, with long black hair, and he is wearing a navy blue suit. He is wearing a big, obnoxious-looking gold ring on his left hand, and she is drawn to it. You remember the last story, right? She wants to go inside, but something stops her. She looks behind her, and there is no one around, and she hopes that man from the hotel is gone. What does he want? The man seated in front of Malcolm has noticed her and automatically makes direct eye contact with her. He is so intense that it makes her puke on the sidewalk. She can feel her throat close up, and she can't breathe suddenly. She fights for air, but she can't get any. She drops to the ground and gasps in horror. Her face is turning a purplish blue, and she can't see her mother's face smiling at her. Daphne, breathe, baby, breathe. She can hear her mother shout, and she walks over to the man sitting next to Malcolm. She stops when she is standing next to the man, and she looks afraid, then nods at Bonnie. She is trying to tell her something, and her face is stern. Bonnie knows she needs to fight harder, and she presses her hands hard against the cobble floor, and with all that she has, she takes the biggest, deepest breath that she can. And in that moment, Everything stops moving. Every table and chair, every patron, both Tartarian and Phoenician, suddenly levitates off of the ground, and the sky above her turns bright blue. She can feel her lungs fill with air, and the air is sweet and warm. Everything and everyone crash back to the floor, and her face regains its color, and people start to scream in terror. She quickly gets up onto her feet, and she notices that the man that was sitting with Malcolm is suddenly gone. She scans the restaurant for him, but he is nowhere. Malcolm is still seated at the table with his back turned towards her. He gets up calmly, takes his coat from the back of the chair, and walks up to her with fear on his face. He grabs her by the arm and pulls her along with him. As he rushes down the street, he grips his tight. His grip is tight and rough, and he doesn't care that he is hurting her slightly. We need to go right now, Bonnie. He is in a rush, and he walks straight past the hotel without stepping a foot inside it. They walk for a long time until they reach a big park. She is tired and breathing heavily. While Malcolm is anxious and fidgety, he looks around him and then at his watch, and then back around the park. What was that, Bonnie? He grabs her and shakes her hard. What did you do? He is terrified for her, and this time he can't hide the emotions on his face or the fear in his voice. I don't know, she shouts back. I don't understand what is going on. That man, who was he? None of your business, he snaps. He is pure evil. I could feel it, and he tried to kill me. I walked back to the hotel, and the man with the shiny black shoes was there. He is ugly, scary looking. Something is wrong with his face. His eyes are small and white. Gray, actually. People with gray eyes, a certain place. Anyway. With yellow, she is mumbling. He was there that day when I was exploring the underneath floor of the mansion. The man with the top hat that has been following me. She is now remembering what happened that day. He tried to grab me that first time, but I hid. Then Henry found me. The second time I had found something, a metal shaft with engravings of the old Tartarian language on it. He must have taken it. Who is he? Malcolm is confused, and for the first time, he doesn't have the answer. What happened at the restaurant? And remember, I can sense when you are lying. He is warning her, and she knows what is happening is serious and dangerous. That man was sitting in front of you. He saw me. And his gaze was so intense I started to puke. The next thing I know, I couldn't breathe. I could feel his hands around my neck, and he was squeezing so hard I thought he might break it. She started shaking uncontrollably at the thought. I saw my mother, and she told me to breathe. So I fought as hard as I could to take just one breath. I don't remember what happened after that. I could just feel the air into my lungs. There was a moment of silence, and Malcolm uses it to gather his thoughts. You levitated everything, Bonnie. You levitated the entire restaurant. He calmly tells her and holds her hand to stop them from shaking. He looks at her carefully and still can't believe what just happened. For the first time, he better wise up and be nice. For the first time, he is in shock and doesn't know how to handle it or respond to the situation. Tartarians don't have powers, he mutters. How do you have these powers? Her hand moves to her stomach and it hits her. No, Tartarians don't, but Phoenicians do, and I'm carrying two of them, she replies and holds her stomach. I told you I was going to get meatier, and we'll pick up the next part tomorrow. So with everything I've been reading, y'all hear little certain things. Yellow, grayish, blah, eyes, blah, blah. Able to move things, Phoenicians. Labels, Babels. Exposing Expositions, 1851-1915. Revised edition by our brother Howdy Makowski. All right. We was at chapter 4, the Columbian Exposition, 1893, remember? I just had to take a look at this picture. It's so friggin' awesome. And again, this is so friggin' awesome. If y'all think they could build this in 2 years, you not only bump your head, you done farted, and because you know a fart can travel for 7 miles, you know, swooped it all up and not even a micron made it out. That's the real picture, people. Anyway, Court of Honor. This is in Chicago. Now to detail the Chicago exhibition itself, where the photos reveal the grandeur of ancient Rome in its heyday, I suggest watching the excellent 2005 documentary called Expo Magic of the White City. Let's pull that up right quick. Excuse me. Let me make sure I put that in verbatim. So again, Expo Magic of the White City. Okay. Is somebody being nosy on here? Wow. It's scrolling through 1,000 tabs. No, I didn't close them, so leave me alone. Just give me a break to take another sip of this delectable, delicious red. I say get to know yourself. Now, I don't mean if your last name is whiskey, go drink a whole goddamn thing of whiskey. That's just retarded and stupid. Damn, that is freaking delicious. And it is streaming on Pluto. Holy shit! Look, y'all, I'm pulling up and see if it's really there. Streaming IMDb on Pluto. Okay, I'm going to Pluto, guys. Do I have it down here? I hope y'all don't mind. I might not have it down here. It's upstairs. I can put it in. I can actually Pluto. Let's just pull it up. Don't be so rushy. I hear your thoughts, motherfucker. God damn it. That's real slow. Okay. No, I can actually see pretty good, guys, so don't be sitting there wondering blah, blah, blah. Jeez, boy, sucking ass. Is that okay? Okay. All right, there we go. All right. No. No, okay. Go back. All right. Just bear with me. All right. Okay. Oh, there we go. No, I already got that, dude. All right, Mike. That's what I'm saying about when people don't really watch your lives or nothing, they just be always just sharing shit. I don't want to see nothing else, brother. Seriously. Here we go. Why is you not up in there? Oh, what was the password? Charisma. There it is, motherfucker. All right, and let's go ahead and pull it up. Expo. It's called Expo. No, nigga. All right. I'm gonna see if it's there. All right. So just chill. All right. If it's there, I'm gonna tell y'all. Look.
Why are you still living with odors? Get back in there.
Nigga. I'm gonna say all that shit. If you already pull it up, don't go telling me you found it. All right? Because I'm gonna pull it up anyway. That's what we're here for. I'm gonna get back to reading. And that's magic. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. That's kind of weird. Why does it do that? Holy shit! Is that it? Holy shit, man. Oh man, it's got the Tartarian building and everything, y'all. I ain't lying. It's there, bro. It's there, y'all. It's there. It is there, bro. Okay. Yeah. And it. Holy shit. I want to get just bear with me, man. Take the brakes off, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm typing it all the way in because it's being real weird. What? How? I don't even remember downloading the damn app. There we go. All right. All right. Oh, oops. Right. Boom. Dude. Why is it doing that? My apologies, y'all. This is doing some weird shit. Yeah. What do you don't know what done means, motherfucker? It's right there. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Boom. Let's see what happens. Watch now. Expo Magic City, White Magic of the oh dude, and it can't save it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on and I'm gonna pause it because I'm watching this motherfucker, you know. This is it. It's on Pluto TV, cuz. Hold on, let me hear. Why they gotta have some more Irish ass shit? No, man. I'm gonna watch this motherfucker. We ain't gonna hear him. Let me give him the reading, goddamn. My apologies, everybody. I'm sipping it. I'm sipping on our daily red. Anyway, that's awesome. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this in. To get a sense of just how giant of an exhibition this was, you could have been at this event for days and not come close to seeing all of it. I will use Bancroft's book as a reference, but there are so many others, some of them actual guidebooks from 1893, exactly like Lonely Planets of today. One is one is a week at the fair, illustrating exhibits and wonders. Those are three of them, y'all. Let me read them again. One is a week at the fair, illustrating exhibits and wonders, put out by Randy McNally. Wow. I'm gonna highlight that shit. Yes, that Rand McNally. It is a 500-page guide of every building, every entrance fee, every exhibit, every place to eat and drink. Other good sources are the books, the photographic history of the World Fair, and sketch of the city of Chicago by James Wilson Pierce, which is great for showing, in parentheses, which is great for showing drawings of the fantastic architecture of the city. I'm gonna have to order that, guys. I mean, I could hold pictures, books up like the 101 Mud Floods. Plans and diagrams of all exhibit buildings in the World Columbian Exhibition and Shep's World's Fair photographed. Wow, that's crazy. Speaking of photographs, at the Columbian Exhibition, it was forbidden to take any photos unless one paid a $2 fee. That was a massive charge at the time, and as such, almost no one took any special police work. Took what? Any? Oh, excuse me. Almost no one took any. My apologies. Special police walked the event just to try and arrest people for taking photos. I searched the photos of the fair that do exist to see if I could notice anyone walking around with something that looked like photographic equipment. I could not find one. As such, all the photos that have come from the fair are generally from the CD. Arnold and William Henry Jackson. Why did they not want anyone to take photographs? Dwight City. We're going to read this and then we're going to move on. The exposition covered 690 acres, 2.8 kilometers squared, had 200 giant buildings in parentheses, again, all supposedly temporary, end. And that and had canals and lagoons. More than 27 million people attended the exposition during its 6-month run. There were only 62 million in the entire US at the time. Granted, you hear that? Granted, many would be repeat visitors, but still, where did all these people come from? And why were many fairgoers given things that seemed like modern passports as their entrance? Without an Eiffel Tower like in Paris, Chicago's new entrant was the first Ferris wheel in a long parade of entertainment called the Midway. The exposition was an inspiration for many, including the author of The Wizard of Oz, L. Frank Baum, who modeled his Emerald City after the Chicago Expo. The fair opened on May 1st and closed October 31st. It was supposed to open in 1892 to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus' voyage, but we know that to be a lie, slow building process pushed it back a year. Oddly, the fair was still officially open October 21st, 1892, with something very strange. They had 100 young school children reciting for the first time the Pledge of Allegiance, lined up in what Wikipedia calls military fashion. The pledge was written by Francis J. Bellamy, specifically to bring national attention to the fair and the first National Columbus Day holiday. Thus, the U.S. Pledge of Allegiance is actually tied to this fair, the lie of Columbus, and all the symbolism that he stands for. There would be no closing ceremony in October 1893, as just days prior, Chicago's mayor was assassinated at his home by a man supposedly upset for not getting an exposition job. In a sense, this fair opened and closed with two odd ceremonies. The children doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and at the other end, a political assassination. Referring to the fair as the White City got a lot of people upset, for many felt it was not really a nickname to describe the fair, but the ideas behind the fair. Almost immediately, Black activists claimed that there were no African Americans, and you know he's made that term up. Well, he adequated, because you got to think when he wrote this, 2021, all right? Exhibits our influence in any area. Frederick Douglass, I.W. Wells, and we know Frederick Douglass, what he said about Christianity on this thing. You got to remember, when things are written by pale skins, they're going to write, okay, with their fake ass privilege and ideologies. They've been groomed. He's been groomed as well, okay? Irving Garland Penn and Ferdinand Lee Barnett, we know was not no African, co-authored a pamphlet entitled The Reason Why the Colored American right term is not in the world's Columbian Exposition. Eventually, some blacks, you would have said that to somebody then, they would have killed them, were included in small ways, a sculpture or painting exhibit. At this time, racism and segregation in the U.S., particularly the South, was rising to new levels, which had been lessened at the end of the Civil War. We'll get into Columbia in the next one. Oh, it gets a little media. But you got to remember the message. Fuck the messenger. The message. Very important. You feel me? We're going to shut it down right there. I was going to read the Enoch and the Book of Giants. But you know what? I got to eat something again. My second meal, because it's after 5. And if you guys are up and you're willing, I know I said to come on last night, right? I'll come on after I eat. And I'll read Book of Enoch and the Book of Enoch, the Book of Giants, and 2 paragraphs from America being the latest and most accurate description of the New World. Because there's things about Tartaria in there. You already know that. Definitely in here, if you know how to antiquate them in a proper way. You know what I'm saying? All right? So we're going to shut it down. I'm going to get up on an hour. I'm going to give a shout out to anybody else who's in here. Who else came up in? Well, y'all been doing some chatting. I'm gonna love that. The peoples of the mountains now relegated to mythos. So have we been. Equator 7, what's cracking, fam? You know what I mean? Grey Wolf, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah.
Butler is a royal house. Oh, nice. Okay, okay. Yeah, we don't do teepees though. We had buildings, brother. That's right. It's mythos, yes. So you like that one, rep? Nobody snatched their souls right out of their monkey asses. Micmac. Well, they're part of the emanation as well. Along the Micmac, I think these names are more in lieu to the lands and everything, not what we call ourselves, like the Choctaw. Well, no labels were necessary. That's I wanted to wait till we get to that road to cross it before I start addressing that. Now I know people have been paying attention. I've discussed it. I've said that I've got to do that in order to bring people in. We can do away with all that goofy shit. Trust me. We're all one people. Saying she's doing. Oh, he ain't losing his turn. No, of course not. Syrians. There's many names, but no. We need to let go of some of them because some of them aren't real. Yeah, I could dig that one. Here's a YouTube trailer. Yeah, I've got the. Let's go to Pluto if you don't have it downloaded. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, Chicago's World Fair. Yeah, man. Great city. Yo, Perfect Pure Team. What's happening? What's happening, bro? What's going on, family? Yeah. Well, I've been studying since I was in middle school, so I was part of my art and everything. Mr. Wayne, painting the walls. I've been doing this for a long time, getting in fights in high school, beating up teachers and all that. Anyone else can too. YouTube question and answers. All right, yeah, definitely. When it uploads, I'll go back and go through all that. I'm not gonna do it while we're on here because it'll take me away. It'll take me away. Bloomberg's Article 21, they're trying to get DAPs about. Yeah, I know all about that. ABGR. Instead of Ace. Okay, I see you. Yeah, I was a Muslim for a long time, but I wasn't a real one. I was just behind the scenes talking to people to get them to come out of it. Co-worker there, someone's African American, and she said, "Oh goddamn, I'm a Negro from right here." So I know that's right. We are totalitarians. Yes, we are. We are totalitarians, regardless of what people want to believe or not. Down the etymology of people's names, I find that the name is directionless to the place they're from. Yes. That I can do. Anyway, I just want to say all the time, ladies and gents, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down because I want to get something to eat. No, vice versa. To know the name of the people first there. Yeah. Also, and there's so much more. And that's actually in the Pale Wolf and the Dark Wolf, but there's nothing new under the sun. Everything is backwards, reverse, upside down, inverted. That's all I can say. I'm starving. I'm shutting this down now, and I love you all. All right.